Remember, he has been publicly minimizing the threat to young people.
Really? We're doing so poorly. If we're doing so bad, let me ask you a couple questions. Why is our ratio of deaths in America the lowest among all Western countries, while we have 330 million people living here? The second place is India with 3.3, and I think that they're doing even a better job than us because they have over 1 billion people living in their own freaking country. So let me ask you, why are people attacking President Donald Trump for his treatment of the coronavirus? Well, number one, it's Trump derangement syndrome, which we all know what that is. And two, it's because he doesn't want to instill a panic. Well, that's a shocker. A very, very important figure in American politics doesn't want people to loot their stores. I wonder where I've seen that before. Whoa. Seems very eerie to think about, of course, but that's what could have happened. People would have gone berserk, and Trump handled it very calmly, and we have brought ourselves back. What are you complaining about? We have the highest and quickest recovery to an economic recession of all time. We've recovered in only 7 months, and you're still complaining because our unemployment rate is just below 10%. Obama's was higher than ours in 2012 with nothing going on, and we are at 8.4%. 8.4. That's just a regular unemployment number in the Obama administration, and we're in the midst of a pandemic, and we're still killing those job numbers. Let's do some more math. So I already mentioned how our ratio is the highest among Western countries. Let's talk about population. We have 330 million people living in the United States. England, for example, has around 80 million people that live in its country, yet their mortality rate is 11%. So how is it that ours is only 3%? Well, the truth is, we were the first country to shut our borders down to China, the recipient of this deadly virus. So let me ask you a question. How is that bad? Oh, that's right, because it's racist. Of course it's racist. Of course, according to Nancy Pelosi, we shouldn't have closed our borders because it was racist. But now that we did, she still refuses to admit that it was a good idea. And it was a good idea. Because if we didn't, we would have higher mortality rates, just like Britain. And if we had 11%, our deaths would triple. We would have almost 500,000 deaths. Trump saved almost 400,000 lives. Look at the math you're doing. If you wanted to keep the borders open because of racism, you would have had more deaths. Now, what else could we talk about? Oh my gosh, I could go on and on about this. We already talked about the ratio of deaths. We talked about how population has formed. Now let's talk about how the roles were given in this COVID-19 response. Donald Trump gave it to the governors because the freedom of the states depends solely on the people and the determination done by the American dream. So let's see. We recovered very quickly because we were determined as Americans. Everyone, almost everyone I know, including me, we lost our jobs. What did we do? Donald Trump gave us the jobs to get ourselves back. And it helped over millions, and I mean millions, and I want to say it's at least 15 doing regular math. 15 million people. We got our jobs back because of President Donald Trump. Do you want to talk about all the other issues surrounding COVID-19? Kind of like there's only 6% of all COVID deaths were done solely by COVID. So that means that in reality, under Trump's administration, we have only 9,650 deaths total by COVID alone. Compare it to countries like Britain that have a way lower population and their mortality rate is higher, which equals over 50,000 deaths solely by COVID. In Britain, that's 80 million people. 80 million people, and they had 50,000 deaths. And in our country, where we have 330 million people, we had less than 10,000. So quit lying. Quit deceiving the president, because you're going to hear this in the debates. Sleepy Joe is going to collapse when he hears this. And believe me, everyone knows this. All the Democrats know this. Why else do you think there's no debates? Why do you think they want to hide? Why do you think they go into their salon parlors and then harass the people that gave them a haircut? Because they're scared. The truth is out. You guys are done. And if you really want to follow through with your promises, you might as well just start looking at the facts now. Dear CNN, by the way, compare this ratio to to the one that you reported that was falsely accused. By the way, they never report any of this. The 6% CDC rate, Trump doesn't even bring that up because it doesn't even matter. He knows he did a great job. The 6% mortality rate doesn't even have to be brought up. We're doing a phenomenal job. We saved lots of lives, and we're back because America is back. So suck it, losers. America is still the greatest country in the planet, and it doesn't matter what you say. We are top dog, and we ain't going nowhere. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay patriotic. Forget these clowns, and get a job. And you might as well just be living the American dream. Please help me and follow me on Twitter, where all posts are going to be updated daily, retweets, and of course my own tweets, and the tweet regarding the video that I will be posting for the day that I decide to post.